everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be doing something different, but I've been getting really fascinated with these beta versions of Windows, the ones that weren't intended for people to be using and all that. This is Windows 8 build 7850. And this was the first leaked build of Windows 8, and so we're going to start the installation process. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do when installing pretty much any beta version of Windows is you're going to want to boot into the BIOS settings. That bigger. Now, as you can see over here, it says 4/22/2020. Now, we're gonna need a different date because the time bomb, I know it activated in I know this expired in 2011, so we're gonna have to change the date back. Okay, so now I have the system date set. The BIOS date is September 22nd, 2010. So we're just going to hit F10 and hit yes. Now, during the setup, you'll notice that this will look pretty much identical to the Windows 7 setup. It has this I have that Windows is loading files. It has the same boot screen, and I believe the setup looks pretty much identical. There might be some very slight changes, but I believe most of this looks exactly the same. Yeah, like I was saying, this looks exactly the same. So English, US, and US, that's right. Change that depending on where you are, and then install now. And here we have this unusually short end user license agreement. Let's see. Your use of this software is subject to the terms and conditions of your volume license agreement. You may not use this software if you are not a volume license customer, or if you have not acquired a license for the software under your volume license agreement. Well, let's see. I don't have any of that, and I don't think Microsoft cares, and at least not anymore. So it says Windows 7 Enterprise. During these early builds of Windows 8, a lot of them still identify themselves as Windows 7, and we're just gonna click accept and next. And here we're gonna need to click custom, and that's perfectly fine, so we'll hit next. And now here it's copying files and expanding Windows files, installing features, installing updates, and completing installation. Now, I don't see anything different than the regular Windows 7 setup. So I'm just gonna cut the video. I'm gonna stop the video here, and I'll come back once we're at the next portion of setup, or whenever something interesting happens. Yeah, so. And now it has restarted the machine, and like I said, this is probably going to be exactly given that it's such an early build, it's probably just going to be exactly like the Windows 7 setup. And now, as you can see, it is now completing the installation. Setup will continue after restarting your what? I guess that's the only difference. Oh, this looks kind of different. I think Windows 7. Oh, yeah, I had something like that. Okay. So now we're at the out-of-box experience. You can see here it is even still identifying itself as Windows 7, and the copyright date even hasn't changed yet. Like I said, this is a September 2010 build, and it still says copyright 2009 Microsoft Corporation. So let's see, computer name, Win8 7850. Nah, hold on. 7850. That looks better. I always click public network just because. Type of username. Okay. Oh, do I really have to type a password hint? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. I'm just going to click Ask Me Later because there are no updates anyway for this. Alright, that time zone, and the time zone's right. Actually, the time is right too, but yeah, it is not September 22nd, 2010. Hasn't been in almost 10 years. Alright, so we're going to click Next. And now we're at the welcome screen in a really low resolution Windows, so we're going to need to install some drivers. You cannot install VMware tools in here. I've tried that with a lot of these builds, and what Windows or what VMware tools will do is they will reset the date to the current date from the internet, and then it'll time bomb the operating system, making it to where you can no longer log on. So I'm just gonna install some display drivers and I'll be right back. And now we're back at the login screen. I just installed the drivers and it looks like it is still at the very low resolution. It's probably at like 1024 by 768 or maybe 1366 by 768, but I don't know. It looks kind of stretched out, so probably not. And now we're back here. I think the resolution did bump up a little bit. We're gonna change, yeah, 1024 by 768, so it's probably at something like 800 by 600 before. Yeah, it was. So we're gonna bump this up to 1920 by 1080. Hit apply, and now it looks almost okay. And believe it or not, there is Aero Glass in this build. And for some reason it doesn't. Hold on. Oh, well, there we go. I got it working here. Oh, because they're calling that Windows 7 Basic. Yeah, a lot of the stuff in here is broken. Like, I believe the high contrast themes are broken, and Windows Classic doesn't look right. This was not Windows Classic. If no one knows what Windows Classic looks like, it's that it's kind of like what Windows 95 look from like 95, 2000. That very standard gray look. Let's see, this one, there we go, this one has the Aero Glass. And I don't know if you guys can see it, the borders, they're not transparent like everything else is. I mean, some of them, they're kind of transparent, but they're pretty broken. And for some reason it looks like these up here, they look a little bit bolder. Let's see if I could change how that looks. I don't know. I just set as small as it can go. It probably looks normal, but I don't know. Oh, it still has Flip 3D. Cool. That makes me love this Flip 3D. Well, you'll see up here it says, "Shh, let's not leak our hard work." Down here, that's basically just saying, if say Microsoft employees leak this build, that you will be fired and possible legal action will be taken against you, and yada yada yada. Now again, this is 10 years old. I don't think Microsoft really cares about these builds anymore. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they don't care about they don't really have any builds. They don't really try to keep them secret anymore, because you got the Windows Insider program with Windows 10 where you can get the beta versions of Windows. I don't use that feature. I used to, but it broke everything and messed all my stuff up, so I don't do that anymore. Yeah, this stuff looks very similar to Windows 7. Now, I believe, here is the old Task Manager. If I'm not mistaken, this build has something that's like the modern Task Manager. Let me see if I can find it. I believe it's like Task UI. I have a feeling I know why it's doing this. Yeah, it just opens up the standard Windows 7 the NT Task Manager. I think I might know why. There's something in here called Red Pill. What it does is, in case these are leaked, it doesn't leak any of their big name features, like the Metro style, albeit a rather primitive one. It's in this build, but it can't be accessed. And the legitimate Microsoft tool to unlock it hasn't even been leaked yet, but there are a lot of third-party programs, and I think I might download one. So I guess we can use this wonderful beta build of Internet Exploder 9. Oh, is that a surprise? That's a surprise to absolutely nobody. Can I just go to Google? MSN.com. I don't want that. I want Google. My internet itself is slow. Yeah, it keeps trying to go back to MSN. Let me see if I can just change the home page. See if maybe that'll work. Oh, okay, so here it says, set up Internet Explorer 9. Use recommended security settings, or don't use recommended security settings. You know, I don't care. Now you'll notice I hate browsing the web in preliminary releases of Windows, and the whole problem is it'll always say there's a problem with this website's security certificate, and the reason for that is Internet Explorer currently thinks that today's date is 9/22/2010, while the rest of the internet is on 4/22/2020. So it always says, let's see, the security certificate presented by this website has expired or is not yet valid. It won't be valid for almost another 10 years. So I'm just going to give up on that. So I just spent some time trying to unlock some of the features. I was able to unlock a couple of them. I was able to unlock the modern task manager. Like here you have the old Windows NT style one, and then I got the modern one unlocked. This, I don't like it. I wouldn't use this one. I find it kind of annoying. Well, there's not all features, and like, oh, another thing I had to mention, Windows Help and Support doesn't even work in here. It just says, search will be functional after milestone 2. Help and Support is undergoing major reconstruction. During this time, navigation to content is expected to fail. Do not file bugs for this issue, it'll be resolved soon. So like, if you try to look up like desktop background, yeah, it's not functional. Okay. Browse help topics. Yeah, that doesn't even work either. Okay. And let's see, I had one more thing, and it was that PDF reader. Now obviously it's blank because I don't have any PDFs to open, and I wasn't able to find an unlocker so I could get the start menu or the start screen. If I can find a picture of it, I'll put that up right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to see more content from me, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Take care, stay awesome, and stay safe. Talk to you later. Bye.